Hi all. Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Hi everybody. All right, we have a lot to cover. Now, this video is going up on Saturday morning. I can tell you I don't believe there will be a Monday morning video. There may be, but I'm going to err on the side of no, I don't think there will be, okay? So let's just jump in and get there, shall we? Let's go. We're starting off this morning with the Princess Royal, Princess Anne. She went to the Injured Jockeys Fund maiden hurdle race at Taunton Racecourse in Taunton. Now this center, which is new, is going to give rehab and strength and conditioning to jockeys who have been injured, and it's paid for by the Injured Jockeys Fund. Of course, Princess Anne is the patron. Now, very few sports have, the kind of injuries that occur, life-changing injuries that get cared for so well as when you're a jockey. And the hub is going to save a long journey to the fund's other center in Berkshire. Most of the injuries, they said, are smash injuries that occur when jockeys fall off the horses. Now, this boy right here you're looking at has already had a hip operation, and it took months to get back from it, but good for him. All right, moving on. Next up, I had to show you these. Paul Ratcliffe put this up on Twitter. He had these special ordered. They're hand knitted for the coronation. Aren't those just the cutest thing you've ever seen? I can't even imagine I can't knit, I can't crochet. I certainly could not have made anything like this, but I think they're adorable. Moving on. All right, here we go. This is so exciting. There's going to be a new James Bond. It's the new 007 story on His Majesty's Secret Service. It's May 4th. 2 days before the coronation of King Charles III, and Bond is sent in at the last minute to thwart an attempt to disrupt the coronation by the wealthy, eccentric, and self-styled somebody of Wessex, who's on a deadly mission of his own to teach the United Kingdom a lesson. And Bond must dismantle his shady plans and defeat his privately hired team of mercenaries. How freaking cool is that? Love it. They said everything you're going to want in a Bond movie is there, from the sex, the violence, the cars, the villain. I can't wait for this to come out. All right, moving on. Next up, Queen Consort Camilla has commissioned a play that's going to showcase her sense of humor, and it's going to be performed at her charity's first literary festival, which is billed for June 11th in Hampton Court Palace. That's gonna be cool. All right, let's move on. All right, we're back to Germany. King Charles attempted to make traditional German cheese. He was visiting Brodwin Farm in Brandenburg after going to visit people from Ukraine. It is a pioneering organic operation. He was told to put on a coat and shoes, and he jumped in there, and he was invited to help spread the cheese curd into molds. And he looked like he was having a fabulous time, and he was joking around, I need some longer arms. Apparently, this is traditional German sliced cheese that's colored naturally with carrots. Very interesting. All right, when he got done there, he toured an organic farm, and then he was presented with a magnificent cake in the shape of a crown lying on a purple cushion in honor of his coronation. It was a white chocolate and Victorian sponge cake, and it took 21 hours to make. It looked like it was delicious. All right, now we're going to go back to the dinner that took place. Apparently, they toasted with German champagne, not French. Gee, well, that's a little bit of a slap there. Apparently, the king enjoyed it. He was loving the bubbles, and we all know what happened with President Macron above there. Now, something else interesting happened. Apparently, a fabulous photo of the King and Prince Philip was presented to Charles at the dinner. So I just wanted to bring that up Even though we already talked about the dinner. So next up, the king and queen consort boarded a train on their way to Hamburg at the main train station in Berlin. Now remember, this is their third day of their state visit. They did look comfortable. They looked like they actually got to sit back and take a breather, because you don't have to communicate and smile and everything. And at some point during the trip, they both got to work looking at future speeches and itineraries and things that they were going to have to take off when they got off the plane or off the train. And also they had an escort. If you look at the photo, they had helicopters escorting them all the way there. They pulled in right on time. They got off the train and they were greeted as usual. And they had a full itinerary today. Now, one of the first things they did was mark the 85th anniversary of the start of Kindertransport. This was a UK-led mission to rescue Nazi Germany children. And Queen Camilla left a beautiful white rose at the memorial. I love the statue there, and I'm sorry it was raining for them, but okay. Next up, King Charles and the president and Hamburg's first mayor went and paid their respects at the St. Nikolai Church. 37,000 people were killed in Allied bombing raids in July of 1943. The church was destroyed in the bombings, and so they laid flowers at the remains. This is being hailed as a moving, monument of friendship and reconciliation. All right. Now, after that was all over, they went straight to the crowds, right? When they arrived at the city hall, the crowds were everywhere. Yeah, by the way, there's Johnny. Hi, Johnny. Looking good there, Johnny. I bet your legs were cold. I mean, it was really cold there and rainy and wet and, not so nice. Anyway, the crowds were loving Charles and Camilla, and we are talking unbelievable amounts of people that went and, stood there and braved the cold and the wet. The king then was handed by somebody in the crowd a book of German newspaper called Bild. And the woman looks at Charles and goes, "It's a better version of the Sun." And Charles kind of laughed and said, "Yeah, I'll take your word for it." I mean, people were squeezing in and jumping up anywhere they could to get a good picture of Charles and Camilla. Now, somebody gave him one of these huge cookies. Now, when I was in Germany, I got one of these. I did not eat it. I nailed it up on the wall. It was like a decoration. Yes, they are edible, but yeah. Anyway, I think it was a lovely gesture to give him a traditional German decorated cookie that was decorated especially for them. Lovely, lovely gesture. Now, they get up to the top of the city hall, and this was the view. I mean, my goodness. Germany loves Charles and Camilla, and why not, I say to you. So they came out on the balcony, they waved, people were yelling, "We love you, Charles, we love you, Camilla." In the video, you can hear people going, "We love William, we love William." Not a mention of Harry. Nothing. It was all about Charles and Camilla. It was absolutely fabulous. Now, I want to say, and I fully admit that I could be wrong, but I firmly believe that if Charles and Camilla had made it to France, if there had not been riots due to the increase in the age of retirement, I think they would have gotten that kind of response in France as well. I truly do. Once again, hi there, Johnny. All right. Now, I have to tell you, I heard that Charles was speaking in German, and so I was like, I wonder how many languages this man speaks. I have to say, I was highly impressed. Here's what we know. He speaks English, Welsh, French, and German. There's a rumor that he also speaks fluent Greek, and he is believed to have some ability to speak Scottish Gaelic. That is a smart man. All right, so next up, they split off, and Queen Camilla and the German president's wife went to visit the Rudolf Ross Elementary School in Hamburg. She sat down with Alex Scheffler and read the Gruffalo. He's the man who illustrated the book. And then they sat with the kids and they each drew the Gruffalo. So the guy who illustrated the book actually gave a drawing lesson to the kids in the class, step by step, draw this, draw that, the paw goes here, the claws go there, and everybody drew it. And here is what Camilla drew. I think she's an excellent artist, just like Charles. Now, in the meantime, it did not go unnoticed that Camilla is wearing Queen Elizabeth's brooch. It was originally Queen Victoria's. Albert, her husband, gave it to her before their wedding in 1840. Now, while Camilla was busy doing that, Charles arrived at the port in Hamburg to go on a boat trip. The Germans have been really good in taking care of Camilla and Charles, especially with security, because here are the boats trailing the boat. So you come to the end of the day, and Charles and Camilla arrived at the Schwappen 52 warehouse in Hamburg as they're concluding the state visit. There were singers, there were all kinds of acts. It was really cool. It was a great way to put a stamp, you know what I'm saying, on the end of the visit. It was very obvious that Charles and Camilla loved what was going on. The band coming down the red carpet with the people on either side. It was absolutely wonderful. The Germans rolled out the red carpet. They rolled out some really good beer, and everybody had a fabulous time. And before you knew it, it was time to go home, back on the plane. And as it was on the way in, they were given a fighter escort on the way out. Fabulous trip. All right, let's move on to some more of the royals. Now, as it usually is, Harry tried to grab the spotlight just moments after Charles finished his historic speech. Harry, who did not attend day 3 of the court case, decided he was going to pop up like a whack-a-mole and show his face because, that's just what it is. I have to agree with Summer Sparkles here because when you get down to it, Harry's entire lawsuit is a witness who has put in a full denial, Harry using illegally obtained documents, and he's using the court to air grievances about his family again. And I think this perfectly explains what really went on with court. I think he only showed up today because he was trying to steal the thunder from Charles, and guess what? It didn't work. I have to tell you, I don't know if Harry is delusional, if he's really not self-aware, if he understands how much people just don't like him, that he's an entitled, jerk. I wonder if he realizes that or if it's just, over for him. Anyway, he's apparently been warned that if he has to go to court and get in the witness box, they're gonna ream him one. But I guess he doesn't think it'll go that far. And this story came out saying that the reason that Charles didn't see Harry was because he didn't want the drama. I warned you guys that's what it was, and I think it doesn't take a genius to know who leaked the story. Charles obviously didn't, but it jumps right in with the whole victim mentality thing that Harry's got going. Look, I wanted to see my dad, and he refused to see me. Yeah, no. Now, I have to switch gears and tell you this. People are now making fun and ripping one for Meghan Markle because of what her followers are doing. First of all, somebody put up a petition that she should be crowned queen instead of Camilla. No, I'm not kidding. Then a whole bunch of her followers are writing stuff like this and putting up computer-generated images of children saying that all hail. And then they're talking about they're the Disney princess. They're here to save the United States and to save Disney. Again, slow it down and read it for yourself. These people are delusional. Look at this. I'm telling you, put her on the balcony. These people need help. Now, we're going to get on to the lawsuit. It came out first by People Magazine, and we know that People Magazine gets their information directly from Harry and Meghan. And they put up that the case was dismissed and Samantha Markle lost and Meghan Markle won, and that is actually incorrect. Samantha's attorney put out a statement that says, and I'm quoting, "It is unfortunate that the press has chosen to wrongly report on the judge's ruling as a total win by Megan. Upon reviewing the order, it was made very clear that the entire case was not tossed out. But in fact, the judge is allowing Samantha the ability to amend her complaint within 14 days. This upcoming amendment will address certain legal issues that are related to our claims for defamation, as it specifically relates to the Oprah interview on CBS. We vehemently oppose the narrative that the press has decided to spin in Megan's favor and look forward to presenting an even stronger argument for the defamation and losses that our client has had to endure." Go, Samantha, go. You know, any way you look at it, she lied. She told everybody Samantha had been married and divorced 3 times. That's incorrect. She told everybody Samantha changed her name back to Markle when she met Harry. That was proven incorrect. She told everybody she lost custody of her kids. That was incorrect. There's a lot of lies, and they're all going to come out at some point, guys. So let's just hold the line until this actually gets into court, okay? She hasn't lost. Moving on. All right, now, our last thing we're going to discuss is the fact that Megan has been awarded, along with some other women, an award. But I'm willing to bet that when the information comes out for next year, this is purchased again. It's the Gracie Award. And what really gets me about this is they're giving it to her for archetypes, where she talked over her guests, where she took swipes at the royal family, where she told lies, proven lies, and all she did was talk about herself. I mean, this is what they're giving her an award for. So personally, I think it was a purchased award again. And I really like what Megan's mole pointed out, that the podcast is where she said there was a fire, that there wasn't, that she lied about the Korean spa, where she brown noses some women while talking down about others. And it took 26 producers to even put it out. Yep. Now, finally, we're just going to end with this short little thing. The guy that wrote the parody about Spare said that Prince Harry is so easy to mock, basically because he's stupid and easily gullible. I tend to agree with that statement. Now, I wanted to end this. Tigger, who you know is my 15-and-a-half-year-old cat who never wants to be touched and who's hiding all the time, suddenly came out and wanted attention. I was shocked. Watch this. Okay. Somebody's very interested in attention today. That's not his usual. This is the one that hides. Tigger. Come back. Come back. Pet, pet, pet. Come back up here. Come back up. You are such a good looking. Yes, okay. Yes. See? More pets. And then if I stop, he nudges my hand. Oh my goodness. And somebody heard about it. Mr. Jealous himself. Yes, dear. And that's the end of that. All right, you guys, you know what I want. Put those comments below and make them good. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of uploads. If you've already hit that button, double check and make sure that you are still subscribed. Don't forget to go into the description box and find the link to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon. There's an address there in case there's something you want to physically mail to me. If you donated through the coffee fund or through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.